Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today what I have for you is episode 5 of my Football Manager 23 save with Bradford City. If you do go on to enjoy today's video, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 20 likes on today's video, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you are new as well. We are now on the road to 500 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so and it does massively help out. Don't forget as well to drop a comment in down in the comment section down below. Now our injury crisis hasn't really got much better, to be honest with you. We have now finally had some transfer activity. A couple of players have left the door, a couple have already come in. We've got some agreed to come in January as well from the Irish League. We have well and truly spent up our wage budget, so now we need to get the fringe players out of the door before we can get some more players in. But make sure you drop a like on today's video, subscribe if you are new as well. Let's get into it. So since you were last with us, then we have been on some very good form. After that win away at home, to Stockport, we had a 3-1 win away at Salford City, a 2-1 win at home to Burton Albion in the Papa John's Trophy, a 3-1 win away to Grimsby Town, a 4-0 win at home to Swindon, who I think was second in the table at the time. We then had a 2-1 win at home to Crawley Town, a 4-1 win at home to Swindon in the FA Cup first round, a 1-0 defeat away at Sutton United. This was when all the injuries were really starting to pile on. We had to go to the Diamond in that game. We've been playing the 4-2-3 with pretty much all of these wins. We had to go to the Diamond on this one because I think our only fit winger for the game was like Tyreek Wright or something like that. Our only fit natural winger, and he's not very good on Football Manager, unfortunately. After that, though, we bounced back with a 2-0 home win against Northampton Town before a 2-2 draw at home to Crewe Alexandra in the Papa John's Trophy. 2-0 up in that game, but we did go out on penalties in the second round there. We then had a 1-1 draw at home to Chesterfield in the FA Cup second round. Keane Harrott scoring an 89th minute penalty. We were absolutely shocking in that game, before most recently playing a friendly at home to South Liverpool where we won 10-1 in that game. In today's episode, though, we have Leyton Orient away, who are now second in the table, and we will also have this second round replay against Chesterfield. In terms of some transfer business, then, you will obviously want to know about that. So I think the last you saw was Bobby Poynton going out on loan to Farsley. Jake Young has left the club on loan. He's joined Chesterfield on loan until the end of the season. He wasn't really playing, only 2.5 star current ability. He's Vanarama national standard, so he's going there. They're paying a little bit towards his wage. I think they're paying 10%, so it's not the end of the world. And also Liam Rideout has left the club. He's joined Notts County on loan for the remainder of the campaign, but they are covering 100% of his wages, which is very nice for us. So Liam Rideout probably won't be featuring too much longer. In terms of signings, though, I don't know how many are going to come up here. We had to sign a centre-half. We had, obviously, Songo out for, what is it, 3 to 6 months. Critchlow was out for a number of months as well. We had to get a centre-half in because Odesina and Platt by themselves could not be playing week in, week out, and they didn't want to be playing Hendry and Folds at centre-half in a back four. Paul Downing's come in then, £1,500 per week, only on a deal until the end of the season. If we do get promoted, though, he does get an extra year. He refused to basically let that be taken out. We needed a centre-half. There was not really many options, to be honest with you. A lot either wouldn't get work permits or weren't good enough. So Paul Downing, he's not the end of the world. He's not been great, but he's going to be eventually 5th, 6th choice centre-half when all our centre-halves are fit. But obviously Songo out until, I don't know, maybe March time. Romney Critchlow only recently coming back into contention. I don't even know if he's going to be fit for this game against Leyton Orient, so we had to get Paul Downing in. Obviously, though, with Liam Rideout departing the club, it did mean that we need to bring a left back in. Gaetang Bong, again, joined on a deal until the end of the season, £2,100 per week. I believe there is the option, yeah, if he plays 10 league games this season, then he does get another year triggered as well. So again, he's 34, but 4-star current ability. Very, very good left back at this level. Let's get into this game, though, against Leyton Orient and hope we can continue our form. In terms of our injuries, quite a lot have been returning recently. Obviously, Lee Angle's not going to be back in full training for another 7 days. Matty Folds as well picked up a long-term injury, a hamstring strain, so he's going to be out for another month as well. Paul Downing himself actually picked up an ankle ligaments injury, so he's going to be out for another 2 weeks. Then we've got some of our youngsters still out injured. Jan Songo is actually not going to be back in full training until another 3 weeks, so I think he's actually done really well to recover in the time frame that he has had. But let's get into this game against Leyton Orient and see how we line up. Here we have it then. Here's how we line up for our top of the table clash away to Leyton Orient. We've got Harry Lewis in goal, a back four of Brad Halliday, Matty Platt, Romney Critchlow and Gaetang Bong, I want to say is how you pronounce his name. Holding midfield 2 of Richie Smallwood and Ryan East. On the right we've got Scott Banks. On the left we've got Harry Chapman. This is his first game back, first competitive match back since his injury. And Jamie Walker is in behind Vidane Oliver, with obviously Lee Angle still been out injured at this moment in time. Lots of quality on the bench. Critchlow's not really had much football since recovering from his injury. He's probably not really going to be fit enough to complete the whole match, so he might get an hour maximum out of Critchlow, but we all know how important Romney Critchlow is to this team. We need him fit. If he is fit, then he's got to play. He's got to give it everything. Well, absolutely drained the life out of him in this match. Odesina, though, to be fair to him, has done very well. He's not exactly been a poor option to come in and replace, and obviously Paul Downing currently out injured and all that sort of stuff. In the last episode, we had a couple issues with lag and all that sort of stuff as well during the game. Hopefully, though, that doesn't happen in today's matches. They've actually signed Joe Ironside from, I want to say it's from Cambridge. Harry Kite's in there as well from Exeter. So they've made a couple additions here. Richie Wellens still the manager of Leyton Orient, as he is in real life. Obviously, in real life, they are doing a fantastic job at this moment in time. That game against Chesterfield is slightly in the back of my mind. You know, we do need to win that and get into the third round of the FA Cup. That's when the big boys come in. That is when the big money, you know, could potentially come into this side. But they're going with a 4-3-3 formation, potentially to try and counter our 4-2-3-1. We are the away side, though, so a point away at second in the table would not be the end of the world. Whatever happens, we just simply cannot lose these matches. We're meant to be underway for today's game, but it looks like we're going to have that problem with lag again. If this continues, we might have to go to 2D, but I'm not really too sure what his problem is at this moment in time. I don't really see why there should be an issue here. We are underway for today's game. This is not how I set everything up. Yeah, that seems much more realistic. Let's get the league table up here as well. 3 points clear of Leyton Orient at this moment in time. Let's hopefully we can extend that to, would it be 6? First highlight of the game for Leyton Orient, or first highlight in general, and it does go to Leyton Orient. The free kick there is cleared, and we will now have the opportunity to build an attack of our own. Critchlow switches the play here into Scott Banks. He holds it up and goes back into Brad Halliday. Back down the line into Scott Banks. Been very good for us so far this season. Driving into the penalty area. Can he get off a finish here? He shoots. He scores. It's a 7th goal of the season for Scott Banks. 31 minutes on the clock. He was a big loss for us in the couple games he was away with Scotland's under-21s. Halliday with the ball down the line. He's got the pace to get away from the Leyton Orient defenders. Nobody came over to challenge him. 24 couldn't get the tackle in, and Banks on that right foot chips it over Vigouroux into the back of the net, and it's the 7th of the season for the man on loan from Crystal Palace. It's Leyton Orient 0, Bradford City 1. It's not been a pretty game so far, to be honest with you, but all that matters is that we are now ahead, and we've got another free kick here as Banks puts this one in, looking for Matty Platt, who's on the end of it. It's a first goal of the season for Matty Platt. It's 2 goals in the space of about 9 minutes, and Matty Platt is on the score sheet once again. Well, he's first of the season, but he is finally on the score sheet, up and running for the campaign. Banks with the ball in, Platt with the header, brilliant header off the underside of the crossbar into the back of the net. And with 6 minutes to go before half time, we have doubled our lead, which is beautiful stuff. Going into half time then, it looks like it is going to be 2-0 to us. Do we maybe go a bit more defensive? Do we carry on the way that we're playing? We've had 2 highlights and we've scored 2 goals. What a 45 minutes. You have blown them away, and we will get straight underway for the second half. But it looks like Orient are going to be building an attack straight away. They are looking to come out of the blocks fast as Beckles has the ball here. What can he do with the ball? He's very hesitant to really play a forward pass, and that is an assault. That is assault. That is one of the worst tackles I've ever seen, and rightfully so. That's a red card. I mean, we're 20 seconds into the second half. Why? What is the purpose of that? Right, we'll change Jamie Walker's role then to play more of a shadow striker, and we're just going to have to carry on playing now without Verdane Oliver. That's so stupid. We'll tell him actually to constantly time waste. I feel like that makes a lot of sense. Unless they score here, though, this could be a nightmare. As the ball comes into the box, it's Joe Ironside with his 13th goal of the season. We've now got over 40 minutes to hang on a 1-goal lead with. I mean, it's shocking marking. I don't know who's giving him a free header there at the back post. I'm not really too sure who that is. It might be Bong, potentially Critchlow. I'm not really too sure. Either way, that's really poor, and Orient pull a goal back. And they've got another free kick here, and no respite for us at this moment in time. Pratley over the top, looking for Moncur, gets on the end of it, cuts it back for Ironside. It's a good block in the end, though, from Romney Critchlow. A crucial block. Big opportunity there for Ironside, but it's a massive block. Throw in here for Leyton Orient. Beckles picks the ball up, and he goes into Dan Happy. He goes into Pratley. Out wide here into Paul Smythe, driving forward. Can we get a tackle in here? Can Bong stop the cross? Smith to the byline, ball into the box towards the back post. Halliday heads up rather than away. Comes down here to Harry Kite, just wide of the target. Good opportunity there for Orient with an hour on the clock. We will now make a couple of substitutions. Don't want to necessarily make them all. Sutton is going to come on here for Richie Smallwood. Ryan East is going to come off for Alex Gilead. We also want to get Harry Chapman off for Abo Issa. And apart from that, we're going to leave it like that for now. Obviously, we can't really bring Andy Cook on at this moment in time. Corner ball for us here. This is the only real opportunity we are going to get of a goal-scoring chance in this second half. Banks is going to take his time to take it. Ball does come into the box, looking for Gilead. Headed away, though, by James, only as far as Jamie Walker. Shoots from distance! Jamie Walker with his 9th goal of the season. Brilliant strike there from our Scotsman. I was just thinking about subbing him off for Andy Cook. And it's a brilliant strike from him to find the back of the net. What a finish that is from Jamie Walker. 9th of this season. Like I said, I was just about thinking to maybe bring him off, but he scored the goal. Maybe we go a bit more defensive now. Potentially we take him off for a centre-half now instead. We've just over 10 minutes left on the clock. We certainly need to get a bong off because he's absolutely knackered. We'll bring Odesina on. I think Critchlow can play left-back, can't he? He can. Beautiful stuff. So we'll stick Roms out at left-back, and then Banks is also going to come off for Dion Pereira just to keep things fresh and all that sort of stuff. Just over 10 minutes to go on the clock. Kelman picks up the ball here, and it's a good interception though from Scott Banks, the man who's about to be substituted. Already got 1 goal in today's game, but he loses out on this occasion. Potentially a case of tired legs. Adam Thompson now, the former Bradford City man, he's found its way to Beckles. He goes into James. A little bit of room for him to drive into here. Can he find that forward pass? Surely offside there, Ironside. Lino keeps his flag down. Ironside ball in, looking for Kelman. It comes to Moncur at the back post. Cannons off the crossbar. Eventually, Lewis is able to claim. 10 minutes left to go now. Hopefully, we can see this one out. Kelman picks up the ball here, driving at our defence. Looks to slip a ball through into Ironside, but Odesina is not falling for that one. Lewis goes long. Obviously, there's going to be nobody up there because not playing with a striker. Oliver probably going to be suspended for 3 games for that, so a big opportunity for maybe either Andy Cook or Cian Harratt. A massive save there from Harry Lewis. The linesman has his flag up in the end. I'm sure this is going to be the 3 points wrapped up now. Like I say, potentially a chance for Andy Cook or Cian Harratt to really make a claim to be playing week in, week out. Obviously, Angle out injured. Oliver going to be suspended now, potentially going to get an extended suspension as well because that was an absolutely disgusting tackle. The 3 points have been wrapped up. That's all that matters at this moment in time. We go 6 points clear at the top of the table, and now we have the FA Cup second round replay against Chesterfield. Let's get into it. Here we have it then. Here's how we line up for today's match away to Chesterfield in the FA Cup second round replay. We've got Harry Lewis in goal, a back four of Brad Halliday, Timmy Odesina, Romney Critchlow and Bong. A midfield 2 of Smallwood and Ryan East. Pereira starts on the right, Issa starts on the left, and Jamie Walker is in behind Andy Cook. Obviously, you get 9 substitutions as well in the FA Cup, so lots of options on the bench. Big opportunity for Andy Cook. You know, he's had some chances so far this season. When he's played, you know, he's done quite well. He's scored some goals, but he has found himself quite far down the pecking order. Probably 3rd choice strike, I would say. Out of all my options, he goes Angle, then Oliver, then Cook, then Cian Harratt's kind of a last resort because he's scored a couple goals this season. I don't think he's scored in the league yet. He's scored a couple in the Cups, you know, a couple penalties in there as well. So it's not been a great loan spell so far for Cian Harratt. He probably will go on to be recalled in the January transfer window. They line up though in a 4-2-3-1 formation. Got some very good players. They did cause us quite a lot of problems in the last game. We need to show up though in this one, and we are hopefully going to get underway for the first half. Corner ball here for Chesterfield. Cooper with the ball in. He's cleared away though, only as far as Williams. He holds it up and puts it back into the box. Cook gets us up the pitch though now. Can we squeeze them a bit higher? Williams on the ball once more. King now, driving inside. Bit of space for him to find Ondo. Akinola now. He's driving backwards. Ball out wide into Mandeville. It's a good ball. First time into the box. It's Dobra with a chance. Armando Dobra with the goal. 7 minutes on the clock. We are behind once again against Chesterfield. Shocking defending that. We're completely all over the place. Caught out on the far side. Bong kind of in no man's land really. Gets sucked in. Doesn't know who to go with. And then the man in the middle gets the run on Critchlow. Odesina can't then recover. And 7 minutes on the clock. Chesterfield take the lead in today's game. Certainly the complete opposite to the start we were looking for. I'm actually going to stick it on attacking this early on. Throwing here for Chesterfield. Sona picks the ball up and he finds King once more. Just allowed to drive down their right hand side. We cannot get a tackle in here. King now. He goes back into Williams. Bit of space for him to go over the top looking for Dobra. Already scored 1 in today's game. Can he cut it across? He does to Tisha Manga, who's never missing from there. Again, absolutely shocking defending. Terrible. Don't know if that's Odesina, Critchlow. I don't know what's going on with our back line in this game. I think I'm going to tell them to play a little bit deeper because right now we're just getting completely caught out. 1 long ball. Critchlow can't get over to recovery in time. Odesina is just walking basically. Tisha Manga, you cannot give a man of that quality a chance from 5 yards out. And Chesterfield double their lead in today's game. Out of possession, I want our line to be a little bit lower, but I actually want our attack to be a bit higher. We're going to tell them to get stuck in as well, because so far, this has been embarrassing. I get they're a good side in the National League, but at the end of the day, they are still a division below us. We're 6 points clear at the top of League 2 at this moment in time. Performances like this, granted with a couple of changes in there, certainly should not be happening those. Pereira picks up the ball here. What can he do with the ball? A bit negative, so he goes back into Odesina, over the top. potentially out of play. No, that ball is going to stay in Halliday now. What can he do with it? He cuts it back towards the edge of the box. East with a shot off the post. I don't really know what the keeper were doing there. He seemed to like dive out of the way. 25 minutes on the clock. It's still 2-0 Chesterfield. Throwing for us here. Halliday will go into Jamie Walker. Not really done too much so far in today's game. Ryan East on the ball. He goes back into Timmy Odesina. Critchlow now. Finds Ryan East once more. What can he do with it? Into Odesina. Critchlow sprays the ball out wide here into Bong. Driving him forward. What can he do with the ball? Still on the ball. He's going to hit one from distance, just over the bar. Certainly not what I want from him to be shooting from there when we're 2-0 down and we need a goal. But, I mean, it's worth the try. You know, if you don't buy a ticket, you don't win the raffle. But we've not had a shot on target in the whole first half. Really, really poor. Really disappointed with that first half. I think some changes certainly need to happen. At the break then, we are going to change formation. Aboisa is going to come off for Levi Sutton. Sutton's going to play as the box-to-box midfielder. We're also going to get Matty Platt on for Romany Critchlow and swap them two over. And apart from that, I think we're going to leave it like that for now, but I've certainly got more changes planned in the back of my mind. 2 changes and a formation change at the break. Let's hope it has a positive effect on us in this second half. Well, we're now 15 minutes into the second half, an hour on the clock. We've not seen a highlight. We're not really creating all too much. We're going to change it up once more, get some more substitutes on this pitch. I think what we're going to do is drop Jamie Walker down into central midfield, although he technically can't play there. We're going to tell him to play there as a Mazzala. We're going to get Kian Harrott on to play up front as well. Big opportunity for him in today's game. Gilead is also going to come on for Small, and we'll swap him and Sutton over as well because, like what I say, they're not really working as of right now. We'll get Gilead as the box-to-box central midfielder. Do we have any more changes? We've got one more change left. I mean, Halliday is looking a little bit tired, so we'll get Luke Hendry on for him. Tell Hendry to play, though, as an attacking wing-back, and we'll also get Bong to play as an attacking wing-back as well. I can't really change much more. I'm making changes, but whatever I seem to be doing right now isn't working in today's game. Chesterfield player goes into the book there. I mean, we'll have a free kick. Certainly didn't seem like that's where the referee was stood. Walker stood over it though. Big wall, and he's found the back of the net. Eventually, it's in from Timmy Odesina. It's a first Bradford City goal for the central defender. Been pretty poor so far in today's game. A brilliant free kick though from Jamie Walker. Very tall, very big wall. Hits the underside of the crossbar. Odesina taps in at the back post. 18 minutes now for us to find another goal. Like what I say, we've been really poor so far in today's game. If set pieces are going to be the way that we're going to score some goals, then we certainly need to do that. We're going to tell them to hit some early crosses as well. We are going to have a throw in here though. Bong, long throw there. I don't know why he's gone with the long throw. It's eventually found Kian Harrott, who's rattled the post. Don't know what Chesterfield were doing there. Kind of fallen asleep. 10 minutes to go now. Still in search of this goal. Are we going to be able to find it in today's game as Hendry with the throw in finds Dion Pereira. Ball into the box looking for Gilead. I don't even know what he's done there. I don't even know what he's done. I think we've got a corner. I think the shot in the end is blocked. And it is going to be... Who's going to take this? Jamie Walker to take it. In-swing it into the box. Cleared away, though, by Williams. Only as far as Kian Harrott, who will bring this ball down. As we await to see what happens with the lag here. Bong now. Ball into the box looking for Cook, who's certainly offside. A shocking ball in. I must say, Bong's got a great star rating. In terms of his actual performances, he's been less than impressive so far since his free transfer move. You know, he's on over £2,000 a week into added time. 4 minutes added on at the end of today's game. It looks like we are going to be crashing out of the FA Cup in the second round. Really, really disappointing. We had such a big high beating Leyton Orient at their own ground, you know, they're second in the table, to then lose into a team in the division below us in a second round replay of the FA Cup. Really, really disappointing. Overall, though, I think I'd rather focus on the league, to be honest with you. You know, my main aim this season is to get out of the division. So if obviously we're not playing in these cup competitions, then it does mean that we get a little bit more rest and all that sort of stuff. Cook is not happy. Oh, that's Paul Cook, not Andy Cook. We've also got Smallwood, Platt, and Brad Halliday all banned. Oh, wait, after collecting 2 yellow cards. Oh, so they're only banned for the FA Cup matches, so it's not going to apply for this season. I don't know if they get reset for next season, but either way, it's still frustrating. But anyway, that is where I'm going to leave it for today's video. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 20 likes on today's video, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you are new as well. We are now on the road to 500 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed. If you haven't already, with that post notification bell on, it's free to do so, and it does massively help out. Don't forget as well to drop a comment in down the comment section down below to help boost the video in the YouTube algorithm. Lee Angle is now back in full training. I think the next time that you see us, we will be well into the January transfer window, so you will meet some of our new signings by then as well. We might come back for maybe Wimbledon and Carlisle sometime around there, or we might even come back for Walsall, deadline day, and then Mansfield. We'll just have to wait and see. Thank you for watching though. Have a great rest of your day. Gilead's considering his options at the end of his contract. That's more than fine by me, as I'm currently trying to get him out of the door. Thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and I shall see you all very soon for another episode. Peace.